Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a very exciting sit-down video again, and I'm gonna be listing my top 15 places to eat in Walt Disney World resort area in Disney Springs included. And this is obviously only for Florida, only for Orlando. I've never been to Disneyland, California. I'm sure there's amazing places to eat there as well. So I'm just gonna be talking about Walt Disney World's properties and all of the amazing dining options they have. And this is totally my personal opinion. I had a really fun time looking through all the restaurants and choosing which ones were in my top 15. So how I split it up was I did 10 that are sit-down dining and 5 that are quick service. So let's jump into it. I have little video clips to go with almost every single place because I have been to all these places, but I haven't vlogged at only a couple of them. So if I did vlog at them, you're gonna be seeing clips from that. And I think that's really fun. And maybe I'll say like my favorite thing that I got from there or something. I don't know. Let's just see what happens. Should I start with quick service or should I start with dining? I'm gonna start with regular sit-down dining, all right? So we're gonna go with number 10 and then we're gonna go all the way down to my number 1 pick. This is so hard because in between, like it could be anything, but this is just what I randomly thought of first. So number 10 is a really fun Cuban restaurant and it's in Disney Springs. It's called BONGOS. And BONGOS has the best live music. I went with my family. This is one place that I didn't vlog, but I'll show you some pictures. And I went with my family and they just had great music. Everyone was like dancing, relaxing, enjoying themselves. It felt like we were on a tropical vacation and we were in Disney World, which is kind of a tropical vacation, but not really. So it just like transports you to Cuba and the music is amazing and the food is so good. I had a tostone, I think, and it was just, oh, so delicious, so delicious. And we took some really cute pictures. They have like a photographer there that takes pictures of your family or whoever wants to get pictures, and then I don't remember if they gave it to us for free or we bought them. I'm pretty sure we probably had to buy them because it's Disney. But they take some really nice pictures and yeah, it's just a fun experience all around. And I love Disney Springs. You'll notice that a bunch of these things are in Disney Springs because I think that's probably the best place to go to eat, in my opinion. Okay, number 9 is another Disney Springs. I have footage from this one. It is STK and it's obviously a steakhouse, a more on the fancier side kind of place in Disney Springs. And I went with my family when they visited me on a weekend in March, and it was such a beautiful night. It was actually kind of chilly. We sat outside on the rooftop. We got drinks before we went in. I had like, I think sangria probably. And when we got there, like we got almost everything on the menu. They had so many options. We got like this roll that was delicious, this burrata salad with like a syringe thingy, like a huge head of broccoli, and then obviously steak later on. So it was so filling. I could not believe how much we ate that night, but it was delicious and I 100% recommend the fancier vibes of that place, especially at the bar. It's really fun at the bar. Number 8, I had a hard time figuring out where to put this one because I do really enjoy it. Number 8 is 50's Primetime Cafe in Hollywood Studios, and this is my first park restaurant. I only went to it a couple of years ago for the first time, and I just think the theming is so cool because it's like you're walking into someone's house in the 50s. If you've never been there, that's how it's set up. You walk in and the waiting room basically is the waiting room? I don't know, the place where you wait for your reservation is like a living room of someone in the 50s, and you're in their house, you're having like drinks if you want to get drinks. They have these really cool light up ice cube things in their drinks, and that was fun. And then once you get to your table, you're in like a kitchen of a 50s house, and the TV is there, and the waiters and waitresses are so nice. We had the same waitress twice. So when we went a couple years ago, we had this woman, her name, I don't know what her name was, but everyone called her Mama. I don't know if you've had her as your waitress when you were there, let me know, because she just made it so fun. They make you set your own table because she's like, everybody like set the table, here's some napkins, here's some forks, and she just like makes mom jokes the whole time basically. And when my parents came to visit me during the DCP, they went back to this restaurant and they had her again, like 2 or 3 years later, and she remembered them, and she's just so nice. And I think that's why it's one of my favorites. but I love when restaurants are themed and they go all out with the theming. And you eat like home cooked meals. I had chicken pot pie, I remember. Oh my God, it was so filling. You get like chocolate cake for dessert. It was just like literally having a meal at home, but you're in Disney in a restaurant. So good. Number 7 is another Disney Springs restaurant, and it is Raglan Road. I don't know if you guys have ever been here, but it is an Irish style pub slash restaurant, and it is so fun. So I did not like it the first time I went. So I went, I don't remember, maybe that was like 5 or 6 years ago at this point. And we went with my whole family. We sat at a big long table. There's like 16 of us. And you ate like pub food, which is always good. And they had like Irish step dancing and Irish music and live band. And they did that the whole time that you were eating. And it was really fun, but I don't know why I didn't enjoy it that much. I thought it was like, not my favorite place, not my favorite atmosphere. But when I went back on the Disney College program and I went to it later at night for a bar instead of a restaurant, it is so fun. So I think that's why I really put it on here, because the food and the atmosphere is so fun if you love that kind of stuff. But I loved it even more when it was a bar and they had this band, and they played like 6 nights a week, I think. I cannot even remember if the band had a name, but they were so talented. I loved the girl who was the lead singer, and I just love that kind of music, like Irish folk music, and like they had a whole mixture of music like that. And I just thought it was so fun. And obviously if you're drinking some beer and you're just like dancing on the dance floor at night, it's just so fun. We went there a couple of times, me and my roommates, when we had a night off. So I love Raglan Road, 10 out of 10. Number 6 is Via Napoli, and this is in the Italian Pavilion in Epcot. And there's 2 restaurants in Epcot, but this one's definitely the better one, I think. It's mostly a pizza place, pizzeria, I guess you should say, but it is sit down, and it's delicious. Tony and I went there for our 2-year anniversary when he visited me, and oh my God, my pizza was phenomenal. The bread was phenomenal. I loved this place. The funny part was that there was, it's like brick oven pizza, and the bottom was like charred, and it had like, I don't know, charcoal, I guess. And then I was wearing a white overall thing, and I got charcoal on my white overalls, and some lady came up to me who was also just eating at a restaurant. She gave me like a Tide to Go wipe. She was like, I saw you get this on your thing. Here you go, wipe it off. I was like, wow, that's amazing. So other than the food being amazing, people who go to that restaurant seem to be really nice. Also, all the waiters and waitresses are Italian, and I just love hearing Italian accents. I love hearing people speaking Italian. I'm Italian, so like the whole vibe of an Italian restaurant is one of my favorite things ever. Plus, great food. My number 5 sit-down dining place is Trattoria al Forno, and this is in the boardwalk, so actually on the boardwalk. And it is an Italian restaurant at nighttime, but my favorite part about it was during the mornings, they have character dining. So the breakfast is entirely Tangled themed, and all of the pastries are Tangled, and like all the dishes are named after Tangled type things, but you get to meet Rapunzel, Flynn, Ariel, and Eric. And it's really fun. They sing songs with you, they go around to every single table and spend time with you, and the food is really good. I love going out for breakfast. It's one of my favorite things, and that's why like a lot of these are breakfast places for the most part. Okay, number 4 is Be Our Guest, and this is in Magic Kingdom in Fantasyland. It is so hard to get a reservation here, so if you get one, you're lucky. I've been here for breakfast and for lunch, but I've never been here for dinner. I love the breakfast and lunch. I thought it was so good. I love the way that they take your order. So you go in, you wait on the line, and then you go to like a podium and you put it in electronically, basically. So it kind of is like quick service, but you sit down and it's served to you. So I like that because you don't have to order it from a waiter or a waitress. You kind of just do it yourself on the machine, which I always love doing things myself like that. But oh man, there are 3 different rooms that you can sit in. There's like the ballroom where Belle and the Beast have their dance with the chandelier and the big window and it's snowing. That's where everybody tries to sit. It's always the most crowded in that room. Then they have the West Wing room, which is really dark. I don't really recommend that if you like to see your food when you eat, but for the atmosphere, it's really, really cool. They have like the Enchanted Rose in there. And then there's a 3rd room, which is kind of like one big, like another ballroom. I don't know. It's nothing recognizable in my opinion, but all of the rooms are so fun, and the gray stuff is amazing. I loved the breakfast sandwich I got one time, and I also love the turkey sandwich for lunch. I don't know what about it is so good, but it's so good. And sometimes if you're there for dinner, I think the Beast comes around, it turns into character dining. I'm not sure who else, but because I've never been there. But it's just so nice, and you really feel like you're in the movie. So I think that's why people love it so much, but the food is also really, really good. Number 3, I'm actually surprised now looking at my list that this is up so high, but it really was so much fun. Number 3 is OLIVIA'S CAFÉ, I think it's called, or maybe it's just OLIVIA'S. It's a restaurant at Old Key West Resort, and I went there with my family when they visited because that's where we stayed, and we had breakfast there one morning, and it was so good. They had like the biggest glass of iced coffee that you could ever imagine. I had this banana bread, something, French toast, or some kind of banana bread thing, and it was really good, but I had like a whole stomach ache at the end of the day because it was so much food. They have Mickey waffles, they have pancakes, they have every breakfast food that you would ever want, but you feel like you're literally in Key West, Florida. Everything is so bright and vibrant and tropical, and I don't know, I loved it a lot. It was a really great day, but it was also sad because that was the day that my family left me, but I loved that part of the day. Definitely recommend OLIVIA'S for breakfast. I don't know if they do any other meals, but I'm sure they do. Breakfast is the best, I think. Number 2 is OHANA in the Polynesian Resort, and I've only been there for breakfast again, so I've never been there for dinner or lunch if they have lunch, I don't even know. But breakfast is their character dining. So you get Mickey Mouse, you get Stitch, you get Lilo, and I think you get Goofy too. But I went there with my roommates, and I've been there a bunch of times as well with my family, or maybe twice with my family and just once by myself. It doesn't matter to you guys, but I loved it every single time. They literally make you feel like OHANA there. They make you feel like family, and it's all you can eat buffet. You get eggs, you get bacon, sausage, Mickey waffles, Stitch waffles, Pog juice, which is papaya, wait, what is it? Pineapple, orange, and guava? Is it papaya? I don't know. Anyway, it's delicious juice, and you are stuffed in 3 seconds, and you get all the characters to sign your autograph books, and you take pictures with them, and you're just happy all around. And I put this so high because I love Lilo and Stitch. Stitch is my favorite character, and I just love the Polynesian Resort. I could walk around that resort all day. You feel like you're in Hawaii, obviously. And it's just so tropical, and everyone's so welcoming and nice. I especially loved the waiter we had when I went in the DCP because he was from Queens, I think, or Brooklyn or something like that. So I was like, New York, and he was really nice. Anyway, we've made it to my number 1 spot for my favorite restaurant to eat at in all of Disney World's properties. So my number 1 pick for the best place, in my opinion, to eat when you go to Disney World in Florida is the San Angel Inn, which is the restaurant that is inside of Mexico in Epcot, the World Showcase. So I don't know if I ever knew the name of it before I had to get a reservation there, but it is the San Angel Inn, and it is the best in my opinion because it checks off every box. The food is amazing. The atmosphere is also amazing. And I love the World Showcase in Epcot. So if you don't know and you're not familiar with it, it's the restaurant right next to the Grand Fiesta Tour. So when you're in the ride and you go past the little restaurant, that is the restaurant I'm talking about. So it's really dark in there, and you're next to this pyramid, and everything smells nice because you smell all the food, but it's also like the smell of a water ride. And oh my God, it's just so good. It's so hard to get a reservation here. The only time I've ever eaten here is on Mother's Day, the day before I left my Disney college program. It was my last day. And that's where I got to eat lunch. It was so good. I think they only have lunch and dinner. Right now they might only have dinner, I'm not sure. But oh my God, the tacos I had was so good. They have amazing guac and chips and salsa, and oh my God, it was just the best thing. I had work right after I went there, and I just was so happy. So that is my number 1 place to eat for a sit-down restaurant in Disney. And I think all of those places that I mentioned are so great and so fun. They do everything well at Disney. Like there's no restaurant that you go to where it's not themed so well and everything fits into the theme. So I just love themes, can you tell? Okay, now that I told you guys all of my favorite places for sit-down dining, I'm gonna tell you all of my favorite quick service to get if you are on the go in the parks, or also one of them is Disney Springs. Again, can you guess what it is before I say it? So my number 5 quick service food and beverage place is the Harambe Market in Animal Kingdom. So it is in the African section of Animal Kingdom, and it is just like a little marketplace. It has like all the cute murals on the wall, and it has a lot of different quick service booths. One that I went to had this really good chicken and rice bowl. It was delicious. It was like the perfect lunch, and it filled me for almost the rest of the day, and it was probably pretty cheap. They have like a chicken and rice bowl, a ribs and rice bowl, and then like a vegetable and rice bowl. I just love rice bowls. It was so good, and I love the atmosphere of the Harambe Market. You could take really cute pictures there. It was really hard to find a seat though, if you wanna like sit and eat. And like all these things I'm talking about is Disney before the coronavirus, so I'm sure everything has changed. I'm sure a lot of these places are not even open right now in August of 2020, but maybe they will be if you're watching this video like a year from now. I don't know. But I love the Harambe Market. It is delicious. The number 4 place to get quick service food is Sleepy Hollow. I think that's all it's called. I feel like it should have another word at the end of it, but it's just called Sleepy Hollow. So it's in Liberty Square, and it's like in that one passageway. I don't know why. You have like a good side view of the castle from that point. It's like hard for me to remember where it is because I haven't been there in a while. But it's in Liberty Square, I'm pretty sure. And they are most well known for their waffle sandwiches. So you could either get waffles with like Nutella and strawberries, so like a sweet waffle sandwich, but I got like the spicy chicken and waffle sandwich. Oh my god, it was so good, but my nose was running, my eyes were watering. I'm like a baby when it comes to spices, and it was like so spicy, but it was so good that it made it to top 4 of my list. So it's really fun, and if a castle show is going on, you can sit there and watch it, and it's so great. I love eating right there in Liberty Square, because I don't spend too much time in Liberty Square otherwise. I feel like that's the place that has the most restaurants, I think. But this was a really good quick place to get waffles if you want waffles in the middle of the day or the morning. You can have chicken and waffles in the morning. It sounds amazing. My number 3 quick service place is the Aloha Isle Refreshments in Adventureland of Magic Kingdom. And this place doesn't really have food, but it has Dole Whip, and that is what it's known for. But my favorite thing that I've gotten there that they don't have anymore was the Hey Hey cone from Moana, and it was so cute and so delicious. The raspberry Dole Whip on top of the pineapple Dole Whip. Oh my god, it was so good. And the sour strip on top of it too. It was so fun to eat that like right before the fireworks. It's still really warm out, but like you're wearing a sweatshirt. That's what I was doing. That's like why I'm describing it in that way. But they also have like other amazing Dole Whip options like the float or just a regular Dole Whip. I'm sure they have other specialty items like the Hey Hey cone sometimes. Yeah, amazing. If you love Dole Whip, it's gotta be a top place for you. Okay, my number 2 quick service place. Why am I like not speaking correctly? This one's in Disney Springs, and I don't know if you would consider it quick service because it's not in a park, but I think it's still quick service because like you take it out. It's Blaze Pizza, and if you don't know Blaze Pizza, it's also just like a regular place that exists elsewhere besides Disney, but I've only ever had it when I was in Disney Springs, and it was so good. The size of the pizza they give you, like you could probably eat it all yourself. I know I do, and oh, I just got like the most beautiful picture of it. I went with my friend Sarah, and I miss her, and I had so much fun that day. And I love Blaze Pizza. Like if you don't know what to eat, just go to Blaze Pizza, and then you could save the extras for like the next day, and it's so good. My number 1 quick service place in all of Disney World is the Tangerine Cafe in the Moroccan Pavilion of Epcot in the World Showcase. So as you can see, my top places for both regular dining and quick service are both in the World Showcase, my favorite part of all of Disney. And if you've never been to the Tangerine Cafe, you should go, because first of all, I love being in Morocco. I think it's beautiful. I love the architecture. I love the colors of everything, and the food is amazing. So they have a whole bakery section, which they have baklava. They have like all these pastries, and then they also have chicken shawarma platters, vegetable shawarma platters, lamb shawarma platters. The shawarma platters, so good. They have like the pita bread, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it. They have couscous, tabbouleh, and like the best seasoned chicken or whatever you want to have if you don't eat chicken. And I don't know, the first time I tasted it, you guys have probably seen it in my video going to Epcot alone. Oh my god, I was like on cloud nine. It was so delicious, and I also think I was really hungry at that point. But it was that good that, and I keep going back there every time I'm there. Every time I'm there. I kept going back to that place every time I was in Epcot for the most part, and that is why it's my #1 quick service place. Whew, I feel like that was a lot of talking. Did I get everything out? I don't know why. I feel like I was talking for 2 minutes, but it's been like 20 minutes. Well, that is my top 15 places to eat in Walt Disney World. What would you put at the top of your list? If it's not on my list at all, let me know down below what your favorite place is. I know a lot of people have really like memorable places that you go with your family to every time you go to Disney, but when I did the DCP, I was able to try all these new different places. So I don't know if everyone has gotten the chance to try them, and I hope you do someday because they're all amazing. All of them are, but like these are the ones that I would go back to for sure. So if you're planning for your next trip, make sure you make a reservation at some of these places that are in my top, 5 or whatever, because you don't have time for all of them if you're just going for a couple of days. But eventually over the years, I hope you hit all these places because they're so good. I hope they never change because I love them all. Also, there's a lot of new restaurants coming out soon with all the updates in Epcot and stuff. So that should be very fun to look forward to. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!